At number 23, we have Mystic Timbers at Kings Island.
For GCI North America is Mystic Timbers.
Number 1. Mystic Timbers at Kings Island.
Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers.
Why? Why do people rate this coaster so highly? I swear, every time I see someone talking about this coaster, they say, oh, it's elite, oh, it's world class, or oh, it's best in the park. Like, no! Diamondback is 10 times better than this ride. I don't know why people love this ride so much. People say it's the best GCI in America, and I have no idea why. Honestly, I would take Thunderhead over this. Heck, I'd even take Lightning Racer over this. In this video, I'm going to go through the layout and show you why this ride is so overrated. Starting off from the station, the Millennium Flyer trains are fine. They're well themed, but they're not my favorite type of restraint because the lap bars sit more so in your stomach than your lap. But they are still pretty good and comfortable, and they are pretty easy to get room with. From here, you pull out of the station up to the lift hill, and this is actually a pretty good lift hill. It's got good onboard audio that works quite well. Too bad the lift is so loud that it is impossible to hear it. After this, you go into a very mediocre drop. I don't know why GCI insists on doing this on every one of your rides. You do get some laterals on the drop, but there's zero airtime at all because it is twisted and is not steep at all. From here, you turn left into what would be an airtime hill, but it stops to make an adjustment at the very top, so you don't actually end up getting any airtime on this element. Even in the back on the drop off of this, you still don't get in. After dropping off that airtime hill, you bank left into another airtime hill, and you do get some airtime here, and this is probably the strongest moment on the ride, and it's really just some flagector airtime. It's not super strong, but it is some, and I'll give credit where credit is due. This is a good moment on the ride. Then you go up and you have some rapid transitions that on the POV look rapid, but when you're riding they aren't very rapid. You don't get many laterals at all. Then you'll go into this turn which gives a little bit of floater, but not much. And next, you'll do basically the same maneuver again, but this time you won't get any airtime. Then you have this cool turnaround with the tunnel, and it's probably the best lateral moment on the ride by far. I will say, normally turnarounds are quite boring, but on this ride, it does work. From here, you turn left into a small airtimeless airtime hill, then you go up into a decent floater moment, and right after you have another moment of pretty solid flagector airtime. Next is a small turn into a boring hill with very little airtime. Then you rise up into a decent sized airtime hill that gives you mediocre floater at best and no airtime at worst. And then next is two back-to-back twisted airtime hills that don't really give much airtime at all, but they do give a little bit of lateral whip. And then after that, you turn right into the brakes. Yep, that's it. That's a world-class ride right there. To be fair, for a brake run, it is pretty cool, but it was way overhyped by Kings Island. Also, it being at the end of the ride instead of the beginning leaves a really weird taste in your mouth. But the shed is really well themed. It has music in there, and also the screen that can display a bat, a snake, or a tree. And I do like that the tree is rare, so it can make it feel more special whenever you do get it. Unfortunately, it never happens, and I've never gotten the tree ever. Overall, this is a decent ride. It's a good ride, don't get me wrong, but by no means is this a world-class attraction. In my opinion, it's more of a family thrill coaster. I'd liken it to rides like Kentucky Flyer. Both give good flagector airtime and have some decent lateral moments and a nice wooden feel. I don't understand why this ride is one of the most beloved wooden coasters of all time and is often touted as being the best GCI, but if you are a big fan of this ride, please tell me in the comments your reason because I really do not understand. And if you're still watching, thank you. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and giving the video a like because there's going to be a lot more coaster content coming to this channel soon.